And good Monday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is pretty much it when it comes to January. We've got today and tomorrow, and it's all over as we head toward February. And then, of course, we've got Groundhog Day coming up on Thursday, I do believe, to see if winter will continue. Well, that's if you believe all that type stuff. Deb is going to be out this morning. She's a little under the weather. I think the cold has gotten the best of her, and bless her heart, she's trying to get over that. So we wish her a quick recovery. We'll have a special guest coming in this morning here in just a little while as we begin our day. There's a lot to talk about that's going on in the community over the weekend, so don't miss out on any of that. One of the big topics this morning, if you're waking up in the Long Creek area, is no water. I've had a lot of people say that the Long Creek Cutoff Road area has no water. If you're looking for a phone number, and I know they're not up and at 'em just yet, but here's that did not work, did it? Got a little issue there. I'll have to get that fixed here in just a moment. Let's see if I can make it work this way. Yep, that's not working either. Amazing how some things just don't work out of the blue, isn't it? I'll get that fixed here in just a moment. But Long Creek Cutoff Road is where the water is off. Their telephone number is 693-3096. If you're wanting that again, 693-3096 is the number to call to get that to get in contact with them about your water. So with everything being said, and I don't think this is going to work properly. Let me see here. Let me just test something here real quick. Nope, that's not working either. So we'll get that fixed as well. Right now, let's go out to Collinsville this morning and find out what's going on with the church. Brother Ben's got a great message with us about weather, forecasting. Oh, we have to do that occasionally, don't we?
You know, I've always thought being a weather forecaster or meteorologist would be a fascinating job. I'm certainly thankful for people who do it day in and day out. Local guys like Scotty Ray or Storm and Norman not only let us know what's coming, but help keep us safe when severe weather is imminent. But you know, the weather is not the only thing that we need to be forecasting. Jesus said that we need to interpret the signs of the times as well to know what's spiritually happening. In Matthew 16, some religious leaders, they came to Jesus to test him by asking him to show them a sign from heaven. He told them, he said, y'all are great at interpreting the skies and predicting the weather, but y'all ain't too good at interpreting the signs of the times. I mean, by this point, Jesus had already given them all kinds of signs, all kinds of miracles proving that he is the Messiah Christ, the Son of God. And so he told them, I'm not going to give you a sign except this one sign, the sign of Jonah. That would be the only sign that they and we should need to know that Jesus is who he says he is. And what is the sign of Jonah? Well, as Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and then spit out alive, Jesus would be in the belly of the earth for 3 days and then be spit out alive. The sign of Jonah is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Do you struggle to believe that Jesus is who he says he is? Look no further than the fact that he died on the cross and rose again from the dead 3 days later. Look no further than the empty tomb. Look no further than the resurrection of Jesus Christ. There is all the sign you'll ever need. Believe on Jesus because of the resurrection today. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Hope you enjoyed that, and they'll be there Wednesday. If you'd like to drop in to go to church, they'd love to have you be a special guest there. We'll do what we call theater of the mind in between now and the next show. I'll get somebody in here to fix this in just a moment. But as we begin this morning, as we talk about radar and what's going on, I guess we'll have to pretend this is radio again, and I'll paint a picture for you. Since you can't see it, we've got fog. Northern Clark County is full of it this morning as I zoom in on this. And we take a look at this right along Clarkdale in that area there up Highway 45 North, all across Lauderdale County, extending over to Livingston, Alabama, back west over to Decatur in the Newton area. A lot of fog. Now, this is going to go north through Kemper County, all of Neshoba County and Carthage. Y'all have got it. And when we go north through Noxapater, Highway 15 up through there, through the Louisville area, on that northern end there, headed to Starkville, it even gets thicker Be careful in Macon Highway 14 areas as you cut across in between the two counties. I want y'all to be careful. And again, northern Mississippi full of fog. And as we look down Highway 90, if you're going to be in the Biloxi area, a lot of fog there as well, all the way over to Macomb. So we've got a bunch this morning. We want you to be careful. We did get a lot of rain over the weekend. This is one of those to where if you pull off the edge of the road or off of your driveway, you'll most likely be there. It's wet. There's no other way to word this. And we've got more on the way this week as it's a wet one. Let's get into the forecast and talk a little bit more about this.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Hey, I do have one button working, don't I? As we go to talk about weather, let's go into our record highs and lows of today. It was 1956 that we had a record high of 79 today. As we moved to 2014, we had a low, and that really wasn't all that long ago, unless you do the arithmetic, and it's 9 years. Wow. How could that be? But back in 14, it was a cool 7 degrees today. My, I don't remember that. A cloudy day is what we're expected today. The Meridian area should see 65, 66. Now, there is a chance of drizzle through 10 o'clock-ish that we've got this morning. And the further north you go, the more cloudy it will be. The further south, the more chances of drizzle in the area there as we watch that. So streets are extremely wet this morning. We've had some bad accidents over the weekend we don't need any more. We'll also tell you about that. A young man has lost his life in the Kemper County area. That's one of our lead stories this morning that we're going to talk about at 7. Don't miss out on that. As we cut across to Alabama this morning, we're looking 65 Demopolis, Alabama, all the way there to Livingston, Highway 17. If you're going to be going to Gainesville, the same area. As you go further south, 70 around the Troy, Alabama area. Now, as I mentioned, we've got rain that happened over the weekend, but we've got more of this. Flash flooding is already being predicted for Thursday. This is going to be Thursday morning to the late evening hours, so a wet day. And they're already saying 2 to 3 inches of rain could come down on Thursday. So it'd be pretty rough there. Keep that in mind as we get ready for the end of the week there. As we look across the United States, still a warming trend right now because we're sitting at what this morning? 54 right now, 65, 66 for a high. There's no break in the warmer weather. We're going to remain in the 50s as we go to our 7-day forecast to take a look at this from Wilson Saw and Outdoor. 65 today, down to only 49 for a nighttime low as we get a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, high of 58. By Wednesday, 54 for a high, a 20% chance of rain still there. And then we have that huge 80% chance of thunderstorms to occur on Thursday. And again, we could get locally flooding at that point. Friday, we got a slight chance of rain. And by the weekend, we're looking at 57, 59 with no rain on Saturday, which is good. But we're still kind of warm there for February. And I'm not really seeing anything in February that says that we better go get a big fur coat. Maybe it's March. Maybe we're not going to get it this year. It's hard to say. We'll watch it as each day changes a little bit for the weather. Now, temperatures all the way through the 13th. Temperatures will bump back up to the mid-60s around February the 6th and remain anywhere from 63 to 67 through February the 13th. That's warm, isn't it? And that's why I say we're not really seeing anything here that says old man winter is going to come a-knocking in February. I had in my head that February would be the month that it was cold. A lot of rain chances in February as well also. Even there on the 13th, we've got a 40% chance of rain. Now, as we look at the calendar today to go fishing, maybe that's your thing. The best time to go today is going to be at around lunch, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You can get out. That wind's going to be calm, becoming north around 5 in the afternoon. Not bad. Now, as we wind down January, and it's a sad day for a lot of wives, your husbands are coming home. It's all over but the crying. We got 2 days left, today and tomorrow in the state of Mississippi as we look at this. Your first major time this morning kicked off at 6:30. It runs until 8:30 this morning. Now you've got another small, minute chance. Oh, boy, just not really any great times. Slight chance around noon until 1. But your best time is a morning hunt today. Give it all you got. It's the last day. Again, that wind becoming north around 5 in the afternoon. Nothing serious there as we look at that. That's a look at what we've got going on with the weather this morning. Now, we got a lot to talk about. Did you know someone was shot over the weekend? Have you kept up with what's going on? We've got that. Several people possibility of some break-ins. We'll talk about all of that this morning there. A lot goes in our communities, and we'll be here to tell you about it this morning. It's all going to be at 7 o'clock. Come back and join us again. As I said, Deb is out sick this morning. Bless her heart. We've got a special guest that'll be here to help us out with the morning show. That's all coming up at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll come back and join us. It's going to be a large time as we get this day rolling. With bad weather. Keep these folks in mind, and we'll see you bright and early at 7.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: